words here, and I've got a bit of a test running. Do 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 do. Oh, hey, look, two of them. Yeah, so the thing I did there, I moved around a bit while they weren't visible, and as long as they weren't visible, I could basically move around in real time. Obviously, I've got to test that with more than just a couple of guys, so if there's like a bunch, who knows, maybe it does slow down enough that you can notice, but hopefully not. And we'll see, I guess, eventually I'll probably get to test that. But there's two of them, and they now path correctly to the point closest to me that is not at me, you know what I mean, to my character, so I can move around, and they'll try to move so they're getting to, a position near me, like that. He didn't move for some reason. I don't know what was up with that. That's an interesting, okay, it might be some sort of bug, I guess. Will I move now? No. As far as he's concerned, he's in a perfectly good place. Now he's not. That was weird. Whatever. For some reason, he probably thought he already had a path, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Probably have to find out someday. Someday soon. But, yeah, I've changed it. So they're obviously, like, they're trying to path around each other because they're now solid. And that's cool. But they're also, like, I've changed it so they're transparent, too. There's a different variable for whether or not something's transparent. So, like, windows, other characters who you could probably see around, that sort of thing, will be transparent, but solid, which I think is important. And then, yeah, so that's about all I've done here, though. The two enemies both take turns and path correctly to someplace near the player, and that's all I do right now. Yeah. Okay. What I've got here is this green target shows where these two, both of these are drawing a green circle for where it is they're trying to get to. So as you can see, this guy isn't moving because his path is failing. He can't find a path to that position because there's a solid object in the way. So I just have to go, and this is a bug. And I don't know why I decided to go ahead and show you guys that there is a bug, and then I'm going to fix the bug, and then I'm going to make a video where I have the bug fixed. Seems like a thing, it's a plan. I don't know, I showed you when I had the bug before. I wanted to show you fixing the bug. Why not? What else am I going to do with these videos? So, okay, see, they're clearly understanding that he understood that this place was solid and chose to go up here instead. I go around and do it. Yes, that's what I thought. The second enemy, he didn't change his target. He actually went back over there. And then if I press space, see, he still has that same target that he's at. See, it's not ending his turn. Let me see if I move slightly over. Still not doing it. Oh, and that time he changed. Interesting. Okay, this is something I'll look into. This might help understand, I guess, what's going on. Huh. Okay, what's definitely happening is it's clearly got something to do with how exactly the first guy ends his turn. I think if he ends his turn by reaching his target, then it causes this guy to not find a new target, perhaps. Let's see. No? Well, he's still totally moving around right now. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. It's kind of interesting. And now he's decided that he doesn't need a new target. He likes that place. So that's kind of interesting, kind of interesting, kind of interesting. Gonna have to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so as you can see, we're now seeing different behavior from that second enemy. I just changed the code in getting target so that it now actually, previously what it would do is it would actually take the first, like that first position and assume that it was open, basically, and just sort of roll with that. But that meant that if, like, say it was already taken, then it would basically never find a position anywhere, because it would check here and say, well, that's already taken, so We're not going to set that as the target. And then it would check here, and it would say, well, that's not any closer than this place, so obviously that's not okay either. And it would do all that, do the same for all the other ones. And that's why it was ending up just not checking as target at all. So I changed it so that now it actually just sort of sets a default, like -1 for the distance, and then so then it checks here and it says, well, it's solid, ignore it, and it checks here and it says, well, this isn't solid. Oh, and the number that I'm checking against is -1. Well, that's not right. Aha! It goes, that means that I haven't done anything yet, and it actually goes ahead and figures out how far away that is, and says, okay, well, so that's the closest I found so far. Then it checks all the other ones, and then figures out if there's anything else closer, instead of basically ignoring that because there isn't anything closer, which means that it actually behaves correctly now. So that's a neat thing I did, sorta. It's at least just like everything else so far, it's a start. I guess that's just how I work, isn't it? I do one thing and then iron out the kinks, and then do another thing. Okay, another little update. You got a little triangle, and that is an item. It's a triangle. That's what it is. And I can walk over it and press G, and it's gone. It's in my inventory. Ta-da! This is really just a rudimentary thing. Technically it tries to draw everything in your inventory, but not necessarily well. I kind of just sort of threw it together, and it doesn't even let you actually manipulate it. I can press Enter though to select it. Brings up this menu. Nothing actually manipulates that menu yet. It's just for show actually at this point, but eventually I'll be able to move around in there and choose something different. But use wouldn't do anything yet anyway, so I can hit Enter and it'll drop the item. Also, doing anything, obviously taking an action ends my turn, so these guys come over around the corner. I can move though and see. Now the item's here. Ta-da! It's like a really, really bad magic trick. So now I can pick up an item and it gets stored in my character's inventory. It really does. It's not just a trick. It's not like this isn't just dummy code to make that work. There's actually an inventory for a character, and when I press G to pick something up, G for get, it puts it into that character. It puts it into that character's inventory, and then when I press I for my inventory and hit Enter to select, see it was empty because I don't have anything in my inventory. I press I and I have something in my inventory. I press Enter. It selects that item. I get to the other menu. Hit Enter, drops it, actually puts it back down onto the game grid, and it's there. It's a thing. I can pick it back up even. It's gone. It's mine now. Mine. I can drop it again. It exists. And then from there I just gotta get some more of the UI going and actually get it to be manipulatable, at which point we might be able to get to where we can actually start to affect the actual stuff. We can get the game to where we can actually, affect other things. We can get the AI to notice that if you have a weapon that you're carrying it and what it does, and maybe react accordingly even eventually. For now, no, but right now, this is the beginning of that. Another tiny update, just kind of because. I can now hit G. Got the item, I hit I, bring up my inventory, I've changed the font, and I hit Enter. I get also a cancel now, which just takes me back to the inventory menu. And I can select to use the item now, which does nothing. Doesn't even drop it or anything. It's just been used. And I guess it would kind of depend on the item whether that gets rid of it or what. But I can still drop like normal. And there's the item. And that works in theory, and I haven't implemented this. I probably could have, but I didn't. Shut up. I could have, in theory, made it so that I can select multiple items, but I didn't. I only put one item in. What do you want from me? I'll put more items in later. Once they actually once they mean something. I don't know, but they don't yet. But yeah. So in theory, I could have multiple items. I can press up and down on the keyboard and go through those. And we'll get that done next, probably. Something simple like that, actually. in reality, and then from there we can get some more stuff done. I don't know what yet, actually. We'll find out next time. This is the end of this video, but thanks for watching. Yeah, you should definitely subscribe if you want to see where this goes from here, because, you know, big black boxes, dots, those are great things, I think. Truly. But seriously, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I don't know, this is starting to shape up a lot more than I actually thought it would. I was pretty convinced I'd probably give up, but I didn't. So, this is actually working out okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Okay, that's a bug. Should not be able to do that while it's not your turn, but whatever. Anyway, yeah. So you should definitely. So next, what is today? Tuesday, Thursday. There'll be another video, and the next week we'll be going even further down the rabbit hole on this one. But for now, you should just watch other videos. I guess you should. I don't know if you want more. If you haven't seen anything else yet, you can go back, watch the rest of this. I've got a. There's actually now I've got a playlist now for this, which you can now get on and look at. You can watch this. You can watch my Let's Plays, where I talk about video games while playing video games, as opposed to making them. And that's pretty fun too. So again, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.